Hello everyone, nice to see you again. Today I'm going to tackle the Velux roof window. Now, I've already got one in one side. We're over this side now, where the chimney breast is. Yeah, and it'd be lovely to get that window in. Shine lots of light, maybe for a good or a bad reason, I don't know, but yeah, let's see what challenges this throws up for me today. Let's get started. This is the window that I plan to install. It's 78 wide by 98 high, made by Optilite. Great quality for the money. I think this was roughly, not quite sure now, 250 euros, around about that mark. It depends where you buy them from. Used them before, great quality. Yeah, for the money, you know, they really are good value. So we've got the one I fitted a little while back over that side. So just simply going to come over to this side and mirror what we got that side. That's the new timber, as you can see, and that's the opening of our window. So that and that has got to be cut out, and then we've got base and the header to put in there. Then we strip the tiles off and fit the new window in. It's as simple as that. But before I get started, I'm going to cut those pesky metal rods off before it has my eye out. Quickly looking at this, I think the biggest challenge I've got is to be able to set the new Velux window low enough into this purlin, because this purlin this side is a lot higher, which I knew about, than the purlin on that side. So to try and keep the windows level, I've got to come pretty low down into here, but also allow enough for boxing it in, insulation, stuff like that. So I've traced this batten height through to the other side, and we should just about get it. Now the other challenge is getting it in square and level. So what I've done, I've marked off from the edge of the old installed window across to this timber here, and then done the same, because I know the other window is all nicely squared up and level. So got me marks, so I can work off of this now. It's very important to be able to work off something that's fixed and squared and levelled off. So we get our framework in, strip the tiles off, and then we're ready to cut those out. Now I like to use these angle brackets and screws just so I can level up the frame exactly where I want it. Good adjustment with these, and then once I know where it's got to be exactly, then I can fix it properly with big screws, nails and things like that. But if you start nailing at this stage, you've measured something that shouldn't be like that, then you're in trouble. Yeah, let's go for it. No time like the present. Who cares if it's going to rain? The first one's always the trickiest. That's the hardest one. So what I'll do is I'll get this centre panel here stripped off the tiles, and I'll cut all the battens out, and that way I can get out there and then take back the tiles past here each side, that side and that side. So yeah. I don't want to rip into this and break all the tiles. I do plan to reuse them. This now allows me access out through the roof so I can strip off the tiles to the new timber work. Now that the old battens are screwed to our new rafters, I can now cut all these out with the saw down each side, and then we're ready for those to come out. So now I have to bring the bottom timber as low down into this purlin as possible. So it's not just a case of cutting this off where it meets the purlin. I've got to allow for this, the top of this. So the next job is to get the bottom and the top timbers in. We'll just get that in and mark it up and work out where I'll cut that off. I'll have that framing in no time. I'll fix this batten temporarily into there, the bit that's staying, and the same that side. So when I make the cuts through, I'll be bang on the line each side. Now just put an additional batten on here, fixed to the one we're going to cut, so it won't just drop, still be secured. There's our marker there, we can cut through there. We can do the same that side. So the idea behind putting this cross brace and attaching it to these is now I can put the timber across the bottom, square it up perfectly, and then mark from the bottom upwards, and then work out where they've got to be cut. It eliminates the guesswork. So now that our bottom timber is nicely secured and in place, all nicely squared off, simply measure up 1 metre from there, mark it, and know exactly where the top one's going. Somewhere flat and clean. Now there is an important box of screws and bits and pieces which could be mistaken as rubbish, so be careful. You chuck out your cardboard, that's very important. See a small fan now. Tell Sam to stop writing in. I think this just explains what flashing kits, because it doesn't come with a flashing kit, they're bought separately, and that depends on your tiles, whether it's slate deep profile tiles. Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit in the middle of both. It gives you the speck of them, where to oil, stuff like that, where to position them. I was a bit limited on where I could position mine because of the purling. The screws go behind, just a little cover that swivels off there. Now what you'll find sometimes with these old roofs, they're not dead flat and level, so when you put the window in, they kind of look out of line, so you do have the facility to move the brackets about. Now I'm going to put it in, try and gauge where it looks right by eye, go outside and have a look round as well, because when you do things exactly spot on in a roof that isn't, it can look worse. So sometimes you have to split the difference, and yeah, because when people look at it, they don't put a spirit level on it, they use their eyes, but you know, you have to use their common sense as well. They are old buildings. So let's get this in and I'll take a look. And when you fit these frames, it's always better to have lots of leeway and play around the outside. If it's tight, there's no movement, yeah, then things become rather tricky, so you can always pack out afterwards. If you look down this side, the edge of the frame sort of runs with the top of the rafter all the way down, and it's the same when I look on the other one. It lines up across the rafter there, then on the other side it doesn't. There's a gap there. Sometimes, you know, you have to level them off, but it all gets covered up inside. It's more about the roof line outside really. So now that I've raised it one side, it does sit better in the roof line. Before it was too low on the right hand side, just didn't look right. It kind of split the difference. We'll be working on that chimney soon, so it'd be nice to have a little bit of access out the window. Let's see that little one in the middle, that's coming out and be tiled over. Now when you look at the roof windows, they're not in line with this window because the beam that separates the two is there. So the window's kind of offset, you know. They didn't worry about stuff like that back in the day. As long as the roof windows are in the correct place, which they are, I'm happy with that. And they're in line with each other. It's always good to have a change of activity. You know what they say, a change is good as a rest. Yeah, and I feel rested now, you know, a different challenge. There was a lot of plastering, there still is. Don't mean I'm going to film it all, you know, we'll go backwards and forwards with that, with amongst, oh, them dogs are going mad. There's two neighbours down the lane and the little dog keeps getting out and tormenting the other dogs. Anyway, right. Yeah, so we've got lots of different activities, so I won't be filming all the rendering, all the monotonous stuff. I'll keep you up to speed with everything, but we're kind of moving on to the next stage now, which is always good. So yeah, just going to carry on working with the window now. Right, let's get back upstairs. And I've just noticed, couldn't see it from down below, there's a big crack through the concrete, through the cement there. There's definitely water coming in through there. So yeah, I'm glad I put this window in. It's just moved up the list of the priority jobs. Now for the moment of truth. Does it fit? Does it operate? Let's have a look. Of course it does. That's it for today's video. See you in the next one. Bye for now.